Okay, once more, welcome to this faculty development session. As I said a while ago, we're looking at the ERASA. ERASA is, of course, the learning management system, which is a part of the enterprise resource plan we have on campus. And so we'll have an overview of ERASA. We're going to look at the uses of ERASA from the faculty standpoint. In other words, how does the faculty go about using, what are some of the ways in which faculty make use of ERASA? And what are some of the ways in which students make use of ERASA? We're going to look at how to navigate to your course, something which most of you know. And then we're going to look at about your course, the main page within ERASA. Look at the calendar announcements, the handouts, bookmarks. We're also going to look at the attendance aspect of ERASA, the collaboration, course information, coursework, gradebook, syllabus. And then as far as coursework is concerned, we're going to dwell a lot more on the assignments, the different formats of assignments, how to create assignments, adding content to online tests or quizzes, using the ERASA logged browser, which is a security feature which enhances the authenticity of the online test or quiz, managing and grading assignments, and then the analytics part of the assignments. Then we're going to move on to gradebook, how to configure the gradebook, reviewing and adjusting grades, submitting grades to the ERP system, and then we're going to also look at the file cabinet, and then how to copy course materials from one course to another course. And then we're going to have a brief session on how to create and upload video lessons. Okay. So as I said a while ago, ERASA is simply a learning management system, a platform within which faculty deliver content online, a platform within which faculty interact with their students out of the classroom context and environment, a platform within which students can collaborate with others through chatting. ERASA, or the learning management system, is commonly referred to as JICS, which simply stands for Geneva Internet Campus Solution. Again, as we said during the last session, Geneva is the IT company which provided the campus with the enterprise resource planning. JICS is linked to the ERP, the main database of the institution. In other words, the learning management system, ERASA, is directly linked to Geneva. So whatever we do on ERASA or JICS gets transferred into the main database. So that's why when you enroll students in the courses or you submit the students' grades, in principle, you should be able to submit students' grades through ERASA, and the grades will automatically go over to Geneva. So I just wanted to mention the fact that it is linked. In other instances, as it is with other institutions, you may find yourself in a situation where you're using a learning management system which is not linked to the enterprise resource application. And so you're going to have to be moving back and forth. In the case of ERASA or JICS, it is linked to Geneva. And one of the importance of, yes?
I'm sorry, so the platform collaboration, is that referring to being able to calibrate or change, modify how the grade is weighted?
No. Collaboration is for discussions or chatting. So there's a chatting feature within ERASA. If students are working, we'll be getting to that. If students are working on a project and you want to be able to follow up the conversations and interactions with regards to the project.
Okay.
So instead of having the maybe chat on WhatsApp, you could mandate that they come and chat in here.
And that's like where you email them to, right?
Yes.
Is that the same platform?
Yes.
Okay.
You can also email the students directly from ERASA.
Right.
Okay. The students in the class. And you also can, there's also the discussion forum within the collaboration platform.
Okay, gotcha.
So I was saying that one of the importance of having a learning management system, of course, is to ensure that in case of an emergency or in case of, say, some minor disaster or poor weather condition, we cannot make it to the campus. Classes shouldn't stop. So it's more like one of the ways of implementing a business continuity plan. If there was, say, an ice storm, of course, it rarely happens here. I'm just giving that as a scenario. And students are unable to make it to class, or you are unable to make it to the campus. You can simply direct the students to the learning management system to do either assignments or quizzes or read some material. Now, it is true that naturally we kind of resist change. We are kind of in a comfort zone. We do things the way we've always been doing. The very first time I had to use this, it took me a while to actually bring myself to terms with having to change my way of doing. And so what I'm trying to say is you're going to have to, if you first started using it, you're going to have to push yourself or give yourself a bit of a nudge to get started. And when it comes to building your content or having your content online, during the initial phase, it looks like it's a lot of work. But once you've done that, I bet you're going to like it. So when it comes to using Eraser, the issue is going from
you just put on unblocking the function key and the key combination to
a blank course shell, such as this right here. There's no course content, no handouts, no bookmarks, no coursework. How do you go from here to something like this? And so that's what we're doing today. Ensuring that there's content within the coursework, the handouts, assignments, and then of course the gradebook setup right here. And we're also going to talk about data analytics. Okay, let's proceed.
I have one question. Can we change this color? Sometimes you can't even see it. It is gold color.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrible.
I think we should go to the black
They
and
are
white.
talking about the background color eraser. The contrast is not very much, so it's kind of blurry. That's the guy.
That's gold. We can't even see it. I have to go like this.
Bishop told me he couldn't change it. He said he sent out an email asking us what color we wanted.
That red was good.
Nobody responded.
If we can go back to the
Never
previous
said
color.
He never said
So I
that.
couldn't see.
Yeah, he told me that
He never
it
said
was
that.
fun, everybody liked it, because I told him it was
I
on
didn't
my eye.
He never said
Change it to something.
He said he liked the color.
No, I didn't like, I said, they said they will change.
Okay.
He told me.
Well, they're hopefully going to take care of that. And so what are some of the ways in which faculty can make use of eraser? Track attendance, post a list of readings, distribute handouts and post useful links, send email to the entire course or a selected group of students, start, participate in and monitor discussions in forums and chat rooms, create tests for students to complete online, track assignments that are completed outside the portal. If you give an assignment which should be done, say, at home, manually, and you want students to go to upload that onto the portal so you can track that. Enter scores for other criteria such as participation or bonus assignments. Configure the system to generate students' grades for individual assignments and for the entire term or semester. Review students' midterm and final grades and submit them to the college's ERP system. So those are some of the ways in which the faculty can make use of the learning management system eraser. Now, from the student standpoint, A student can use Eraser to complete online tests and upload files, participate in forums, discussion forums, or chat forums, review the attendance records, especially if attendance is if the attendance is included in the grade. Review their grades for both individual assignments and for the term. Because once you have everything set up in the gradebook, a student ought to go to see where they stand at any point in time. So they shouldn't come to you asking what's my grade or how am I grade, because it's all there. Students should be able to download, or students can download handouts. So once you've uploaded handouts to Eraser, the students can always download those handouts, communicate with other students via chat rooms and email. So in case you give students group projects and want people to monitor how they are working collectively on the project, you can require for them to have their conversations on within the chat room in Eraser. Because sometimes you put people in a group and they find themselves in situations where students are like, this one didn't do anything, this one did not participate. So in order for you to validate or verify what they are saying, you require for them to have all of their communications within the chat room in Eraser. Navigating to a course, we all know how to do that. You have to log on to the TC web portal, and then once you log into the TC web portal, there are 3 pages or 3 sections: the left section, the middle section, and of course the right section. You want to scroll somewhere down onto the left navigation page on the left section, and look for the link labeled My Courses, expand it, and then of course click on your course. So let's go ahead and pull up the course. So to pull up a course in the future semester, say for the upcoming semester, want to log into the TC web portal, click on faculty, and then scroll down to where it says My Eraser Courses. Click on the drop down arrow and select future courses. And then you can click on any of those courses. So what you have right there, it's a blank course shell. There's nothing, no information. And, we'll go through the different steps of ensuring that there's content in the course shell. That way you're able to go from something such as this to something which looks like this. About course, handouts, bookmarks, coursework, gradebook. So let me get back to the other course. So once you log into the course, I want to use a blank shell. So as I said a while ago, there are 3 sections within the course homepage. The left section or left pane, which has links to areas such as the attendance, collaboration, course information, coursework, gradebook, syllabus. And then the middle section about this course. And then to the right-hand side or right pane is the calendar, announcements, handouts, and bookmarks. For the most part, this is where you start your course design, or that's where you start inputting content. And usually it's based on what you have on the syllabus. In the about this course section, you always start with the greeting to the students. Hello, my name is so and so, I'm the instructor. Let me pull up what we have, or what I have here. So you want to have something like this, where you're introducing yourself to the students, and then give them a synopsis of what may be required of them for the course. And then after this, you may want to insert something like a course description. That's why if you keep it with the syllabus, you have that there. So let's assume that I have to place this information in a blank course shell. So I'll go to this right here. You want to click on create content. Of course, you want to make sure that you have the content handy. So I'll go ahead and pull up something which I already created. Greetings. So you want to have this prepared, and then come back to the course shell, click on create content. And then, of course, there's the text box which enables you to type the content. And so, since I have it prepared, I'll simply just go ahead and just copy and paste. In your greeting or introduction, you may want to use different color shades just to emphasize certain aspects within the message. Again, just something to introduce yourself to the students and to let them know some of the resources they're going to need to succeed in the course. And then you may also want to add the course description, your contact information, say email or phone number. Now, if you want to do a bit more, you can create a video in which you're presenting yourself to the students and you're showing them how to go about navigating the course, like what I have in this other. So if you have the video, you're going to post the link somewhere here. And then once you're done with this area, go ahead and save and get back to the course. So once the students come in, they're going to see that grading. As I said a while ago, you may also want to go ahead and prepare a video in which you introduce yourself to the students and demonstrate to them how to navigate the course page. So let me show you guys an example of that. So in this other course, it says click the link below to start the course expectations. So that's a video I prepared and posted on YouTube, and simply place the link within the course. So if any student comes in there at any point in time, they can watch that, have an idea of how to go about navigating the course portal. So let's get back to the course we're working on. So once you've put in place the grading, the course description, what you want to do is go ahead and lay out the weekly course schedule. And you're going to have to pull that from the syllabus. Okay. I'll go ahead and pull up the syllabus I prepared for this course. So within your syllabus, there should be something like a weekly course schedule, which kind of displays to the students what is being covered either every week or bi-weekly. And you want to be able to replicate this content here within the above discourse section of the web page. So if you look at this syllabus, it has week 1, week 2, unit 1, week 2, sorry, actually it should be week 1, unit 1, week 2, unit 2. We have the topics, the objectives. So what you want to do is make sure that this content within the syllabus is also replicated here. So to do that, you go to edit content, and you do add new element. It's like you're adding a new section, which is different from the grading. So add new element, and then I'll type the unit 1. Of course, instead of typing, I may as well just go over here, copy and paste. Unit 1, digital literacy. Paste. And then right here is the window where I kind of introduce the unit and put it, state the objective of the unit. So within the syllabus, all I have is just the objectives. In principle, you should be able to come up with the introduction to the unit, and then of course state the objectives. And that will go in here. I'll just go ahead and copy these objectives.
And you just to top,
Yes.
you just add the objectives to the element?
Yes, you create a new element for every section.
Okay.
I think for every unit. Now, within your learning management system, they refer to chapters or sections as units. So a unit could be a chapter, or it could be several chapters. It all depends on how you prepare your lesson. Yes, sir.
I have a question with how to upload the syllabus. I will start with this new system.
We're going to get there shortly. Actually, you're right. We should have done that first, but we're going to get there. So, once you've introduced or type the content which introduces the unit or chapter or lesson, you want to go ahead and copy the objectives, come back to this window and paste. And then after the objectives, again, this is up to you. You may want to emphasize on what the students really need to complete, say like the discussions or the assignments or the test and the quizzes. So I'll show you guys an example of it. I will save that. I will save this. If we go to this other course, which was properly developed. So you see right here, that's unit 1. That is the introduction to the unit. These are the objectives. And then this, a statement which kind of emphasizes on what the student needs to do in order to successfully complete the unit. And then there are tasks which the students need to do, complete discussion 1A, discussion 1B, quiz 1, assignment 1, test 1. Of course, explanations as to how to navigate all of this was given in the video which is posted somewhere up here. Actually, I should have come and taken this. So let me take this and go back to the other course, to the blank course. So I want to edit this unit. You go to edit content and then select this element. Now I can post my introduction or paste my introduction right there. And then, as I said a while ago, you may want to add to that what the students are required to do, such as the assignments or the tests and the quizzes. Every time you're done posting content within the About Course section, you want to hit on the Save button and then scroll down to Exit Edit Mode. So once you do that for the first unit, you simply repeat the process for subsequent units, depending on how many units you have or chapters. Again, as I said, in Hebrews they refer to sections as units. Yes, ma'am.
So, just say I have 5 chapters in the first unit. What you're saying is, just within all of those chapters, I just make my own course description and as one of all implement instead of one by one.
Well, you can have multiple. You can have multiple sections within the unit.
Okay.
So you can say unit 1.1,
Okay.
unit 1.2, 1.3, and then give a description for each of those sections. So if you look at the unit here, it's all about digital literacy. And if we go back to this other course here, there's a statement which says, in order to, let me take this. Edit content, go to unit 1, and right here, so if I were to paste that, it says, in order to successfully complete this unit, it is recommended that you go over the Unit 1 PowerPoint found under handouts and watch the Unit 1 video lessons found under bookmarks. So that will take us to the next aspect of building this particular lesson, that of posting handouts or PowerPoints, any resources which you think may be helpful to the students. When it comes to resources, you upload the resources either under handouts or under bookmarks. That's the right-hand side of the course page. Now, any resource which is maybe, say, saved within your computer, say PowerPoint, PDF file, document, you upload those under handouts.
I'm sorry. Okay, so if I have my PowerPoints already complete, but they're in a zip file, and whenever I try to upload them, nothing came up. So somehow I have to put them in one by one.
Correct. Because actually you can upload a zip file. You should be able to upload a zip file. But the issue with the zip file is once the student downloads the files within the zip, they're going to be confronted with multiple files.
Right.
And so it will be a bit challenging for the students to follow the instructions as to what to do with each of those files.
I
So
just have to figure out.
yeah, one after the other with specific instructions on what to do with each of the files. Yes, one question.
Before they updated, you used to be see the menu were on the left side handout. You want to put it, at least my video in the bookmark and all that. But this part, I couldn't find this.
I'm going to show you how to import content from previous course.
Yeah. See, there's just that the menu was hard. I click on, I couldn't even find the handout. It's part of it.
Yeah.
The logo, so I can click on the handout.
Correct. I'm going to show you guys how to import content from the previous course into the new course shell.
Yeah, see, when they uploaded, the whole thing changed.
It's true. I myself had a challenge to figure out the stuff. Yeah. That's true. So I'll show you how to import content from the previous course into a new course. How many bushes? So what?
Bob Malik.
Okay, what Dr. Malik is saying is that he had uploaded content in the course in the previous semester, and when he got to this semester with the upgrade in Eraser, he couldn't retrieve his material. With Eraser, you have the possibility of using content which you have used previously. So if you build your course, in other words, you upload content within a course, say this semester, and next semester you're teaching the same course, instead of having to start from scratch, you can import the content from this semester into next semester. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So instead of, I'm going to show you guys how to add one handout and how to add one bookmark, and then how to upload the syllabus. And then after that, I'll just go ahead and import content from a similar course into a new course. Okay. So I'm going to upload a PowerPoint which is related to this topic, Unit 1, digital literacy. And then I'm also going to put in place a bookmark, which is a YouTube video lesson or web content. So anything, any resource which is web-based, you place that under the bookmark. Any resource which is web-based, a video lesson, content which you have to read by accessing a web page or a website, you place that under the bookmark resource, bookmark section. But any artifact which is on your computer, say a PowerPoint, PDF file, Word document, Excel file, which as long as it's on your computer, you're able to move it around, you place that under handouts.
And you do again? So let's say
So
again,
videos or bookmarks, handouts, or up above.
When it comes to the resources we make available to students, sometimes there are resources which we kind of have handy. They're on our computers, documents, files, PDF, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. You upload those under the handout section. Now, any resource or content which the students have to access over the internet, any web-based resource, the resource which you have to go to the internet and type a website address, you place that under the bookmarks. So for this scenario, I'm going to upload a PowerPoint, and then I'm also going to upload a link which they can use to go online and access web content and watch video lessons under bookmarks. Okay. So what we want to make sure that is you have all of your resources ready in a folder somewhere. That way, when you're here and you're about to upload, you don't have to go digging all over the place. So I'll go ahead and pull up. I have the PowerPoint. Okay. That's my PowerPoint. That's a handout. That's another PowerPoint. Then this is these are the links. Okay. So I'll go to add handout. Okay. Within your handout, you want to have different sets depending on the type of handout you have. So if I have PowerPoints and I have readings which are in PDF format, and we want to have a set for PowerPoints, another set for the readings, and another set for maybe data files or sample files. Okay, so I'm going to add a set. Click on Add Set, and then you give it the set a name. I'll put this. I'll name this PowerPoint. PowerPoints. So all my PowerPoints in this course will be listed under this set. Of course, you can save or save and add another. So let's assume that we're going to deal with two sets. So I'll save and add another. I'm just going to call this data files. Save. If I go back to the course, of course, you don't see the set we created. That's because there's nothing which has been listed under any of the sets. So once we go in here to add a handout, we'll be prompted to select one of the sets we created. Now, when it comes to uploading handouts, you have the option of uploading it through the Moxie Manager or from my computer. This right here is simply a feature to protect the enterprise system from viruses. Okay? Now, if you're sure of yourself, you can go directly from your computer. So when you click from my computer, the option to choose a file pops up.
Bookmarks, is that correct?
Handouts.
Okay.
So that's the PowerPoint I want to upload. And then under the sets, change it to select the set, the corresponding set. Since it's the PowerPoint, I'll select the PowerPoint set. You may want to put a description. This is the PowerPoint for chapter 1, but that's optional. and then the display you can decide when the student can start doing his files and when the display should end. Sometimes you give assignments and refer the students to a handout. Now some students will wait after the due date, and if the handout is still out there, they will go and download it and do the assignment and come, oh, I have completed my assignment, I just didn't get a chance to upload it. If you want to ensure that they don't play that game with you, you may come here and turn it off. Okay, but we're just going to leave. So you may want to have the file displayed now, display later, or display on a particular day. You select the date. And then when you want to ensure that students no longer have access to the file, you can come here and end the display. So I'll go ahead and save.
So once you click on what you want, you save it.
Yes. So once you save it, it's right there, PowerPoint, that's the link. So when the student come, they have the PowerPoint. Actually, there should have been a label stating that you need one PowerPoint. So let me go back and modify this. You want to go to edit. So you want to right here, you want to type unit 1. Or simply unit 1, it really doesn't matter. And then save. So once the student comes in here and reads this, which says, in order to successfully complete this unit, it is recommended that you go over the unit 1 PowerPoint found under handouts. So when you come to handouts, that's the unit 1 PowerPoint. Okay. It also talks of and watch the unit 1 video lessons found under bookmarks. So I'll now go ahead and add a video lesson. So again, as I said a while ago, you want to make sure that you have the link to your video lesson. So this is the link I'm going to use for the web-based content and the video lesson. So I'll copy, go back to the course page. So we have to start by adding a set. You can do that within this page, but let me go back. So you want to add a set. You can say unit 1 videos or video, depending on how many you have, but let's leave it as video. Again, you can put a description, that's optional. Save. And then I'll add a bookmark. What is this? I think that it's introduction. No. I'm looking for the topic. Basic parts of a computer. Copy, go back here. That goes here. And then you go back and copy the link for copy and this is where you paste the link. You take this out completely and then paste what you have. And then select the set, unit 1. Again, you can change the display options. Save. So even though it says basic parts of the desktop, the hyperlink is embedded in that. So when the students come in and they read here, understand that they need to go over the unit 1, watch the unit 1 videos, found other bookmarks. They simply come here. That's unit 1 video. Click on this, and it takes them to another web page.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah, that's it. They can read that and watch the video lesson.
Okay. Got it. And that's in under bookmarks.
Yeah, bookmarks. Bookmarks. Okay. Sometimes you may want to set it up in such a way that when the student navigate to the new web page, the web page for the course is not closed. So you come here and check new window right here. So right now it says same window. If it is in the same window, let me show you guys what happens. Once students click on this link, the course page, they are carried from the course page to this website. Now, if a student does not realize that to return to the course web page, they need to click on the back arrow. Where is it? Right here. So if they are not aware of the fact that to return to the course web page, you need to click on the back arrow and just go ahead and close. When they close the web page, they will be kicked out. They'll have to come back and re-log in. So you want to make sure that when you put in the URL of the website, change this to new window.
Does it default that?
Yes, it defaults to new window. And then we save. That way, when they are here, once they click on the link, the new window opens. The class page is still there. If they close this, they don't have to go through. They will not be required to go through the process of relogging into the class page. Yes, sir.
Could you play the video that came to that? I want to see how it works.
So
Who never uses it at all.
they will simply click on the link.
Okay, go ahead. I got that.
That's it. Now, this particular page has a content and a video lesson.
Okay, go ahead. Click that. That's one I want to see.
And they can. I turned off the sound because I don't want it to get into the recording.
But that it was sound. They would have sound with it.
The sound is. Let me turn it.
I've never used this. There we go.
Let me.
Computers to smartphones, they're changing the way that we live our lives.
That'll work.
But have you ever asked yourself, what exactly is a
Good,
computer?
thank you.
A computer.
Never used that. Thank you.
So at this stage, all you need to do is repeat the process of adding handouts or bookmarks, depending on the type of handouts you have and the number of handouts you have. You can always go in and make some edits. If you made a mistake and you want to take a set completely out, simply delete the set. If I were to click this, all of this will disappear. If I were to click this, this will go.
If you want to use two different videos, you have to
Two separate things.
say new window, right? For the second one on that window.
Both. New window on both.
New window.
Or on one window, can you put two different videos?
No. It will not take more than one link.
One link,
Just one link per.
then in the new window, then you can put it.
Yes.
Okay.
But you could change your set. You could have different sets.
Yes, that much.
Like I could have sets on punctuation and sets on
Correct.
writing
Correct.
kids or whatever. Yeah. And they could do sets on one chapter and sets on another chapter.
How did you use?
Good.
Okay.
I never found computers.
So once you have your handouts in place, the bookmarks in place, every now and then if you want to post an announcement for the class, you simply use the announcement feature right here. So you click on an announcement. If you, in case you have an announcement for the students, you go to manage, new assignment, new announcement, and then of course the title of the announcement. Test next week or make sure you work in your groups, whatever it is. And then of course you just say test. So you can have all users, meaning students and faculty, or just faculty. That's simply because in some cases you have more than one faculty to refer. That's why I put that in there. Okay. Or you may just be interested in sending the message, the announcement to just the students. So we will be having tests 1 next week. I mean, this is kind of vague, but it's just something. Or assignments that you display now, display that. This is where you decide on when the announcement should be made available to the students. And once the announcement is passed, I mean, it's no longer needed, you can come here and archive it. So if you save that, when students log in, they should see the announcement. I cannot see because I didn't select faculty, the faculty option. If I selected the faculty option, I would see the announcement here.
And it just showed that it's not like it sends an email.
No, it just displayed there.
Right, I was afraid to use it last time because I thought, is it sending an email?
Yeah, the shortcoming with this is that if students do not come here, you don't get to see it. As opposed to the email where it will be done to the email. Okay. Once we get to create assignments, I'm going to show you guys how to ensure that the assignments are displayed on the calendar. By default, your class sessions are displayed on the calendar, but you can also ensure that the assignments and quizzes for the class are displayed on the calendar. Once we get to that section, I'll show you guys how to do it. So that's calendar announcement. Another thing which of course you're required to upload is the syllabus. So to upload your syllabus, again, you want to know exactly where the file is stored or saved. So you go to syllabus right here. Now when it comes, let me pull up a new course.
The syllabus thing didn't work last time.
Let me pull up a new future. So if I pull that up, okay. So this is a blank course here. You go to syllabus. And when it comes to syllabus, there are two options. You have the downloadable version, which is the option where you upload the file and then the students will download it. And you have the web-based version, which of course is a situation where you post the content of the syllabus on the web page. So I'm going to show you guys both. So let's start with the web-based version. Essentially, what you do is copy the content of the syllabus and paste it within this window. So you want to make sure that the syllabus is open. This is my syllabus. So you want to copy everything. Control A will select all of that for you. Right click, copy, and then go to the core syllabus. You click on create content. Give it a name, simply type syllabus again. And then click within here and paste.
Right.
It's going to prompt you to either remove formatting or keep. I prefer keeping my formatting. Okay. With this, once they come in, they will put the information on this page, and then you go down and save. So this is the web-based version of the syllabus.
But if you have yours saved something in your file, you'll be able to use this one.
Sorry?
Let's say if I save my syllabus in one of my files,
yes,
then I can do it this way.
Yes, you should open up the syllabus, copy and paste this one.
Okay.
So this is the web-based version. Now, you can also have the downloadable version. So you go back to this syllabus link. Why is it not giving me that option? I don't really have to use it.
You have to put it in the handouts.
No, it's not on the handouts.
Well, and
It's just down below. Go on down. Way down. There it is.
Okay,
right, then
thank
you
you.
have to
Thank you.
add that on those.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's fine.
So yeah, so this is the downloadable version. To click add handout.
Yeah.
And then again, you type syllabus. Choose file from my computer. Choose file. And then select the course syllabus, open, and simply save.
Add set or it's ungrouped.
Sorry?
You didn't add the set first, so it showed up as that ungrouped down below.
Forward.
Yeah, I didn't create a separate set.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
You could do a set that says
Downloadable.
download.
So this gives the students the option to either read the syllabus within the course page or download it.
And you could change the order so the downloadable would come above the. Did I do
Yeah,
that?
within. Let me see.
So that the students would see the downloadable first? Can we rearrange?
I haven't done that
Okay.
before.
Close. I think you can.
What's that?
Just
Wanna
asking if
put
you
the
can change the
downloadable
order so that the
first.
students see the downloadable version first before the web content. I've not played with that before. So
Okay. I bet you can on the plate. Gotta be a way.
I understand that.
or something like
That's what I use.
syllabus. This is what I was looking for. It should be able to see the web-based here and then the downloadable to the right. So they can either read it, the content within the course page, or if they prefer, download it and just save it onto their devices, either laptop or desktop. What do we have in next? Okay.
You can't, yes, you can rearrange with that little wrench,
Okay.
and then you just drag the downloadable section up above the other, and drop it and save it.
Okay. I hope that we all had the syllabus for our courses, so we can actually go through this. So Dr. Malik, are you now?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I just don't know why the update usually is supposed to make it better. When they update it, they make it complicated. It used to be so simple.
Yes.
What happens? This syllabus is separate. It's not it's syllabus in one year, and that in one year. But I guess.
Okay.
Do most instructors put the text as far as the syllabus in there, or attach it, or should you just do both?
I mean, You can do both. Again, as I said, you want to give students the possibility of downloading the syllabus and having it somewhere.
Because this semester, I just attached it, you know, as under syllabus as a handout.
Yeah.
But I didn't do the text.
I mean, this right here?
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I just done the one way, like every course I put the syllabus under the handout for syllabus.
Right here.
Mhm.
That it's simply because sometimes students may not know that they can go ahead and download it.
Yeah.
You want to maximize all the options out there.
Okay.
Once they land here, they should go to read it, and those who are able to download should also be able to download it.
I'll do that.
When you have a minute, could you go back to the greeting section? I was asked you something on the
Sure.
putting a video in for the greetings. I understand. I've never did greetings. I just follow.
Just a greeting?
Yeah, when you okay, so how do you do the video for that? Where do you put it? You have to log. How do you do that? How do you put a video there?
Okay.
And a greeting.
First of all, you have to create the video lesson. We're going to do that at the end.
Okay.
In the afternoon.
Okay.
Once you create the video lesson, you publish it on YouTube. You publish the video.
Well, they taught us that once last semester. Yeah, how to do that.
Because, I mean, except if you have money to buy a server to host your videos, fine. But if you don't have money to get a server to host and publish your videos, then you use a free platform such as YouTube.
So could you use your cell phone and pull the data off your cell phone and put it in there?
Yeah, you can take it. Yeah, you can take it. Record a video using your cell phone.
Right.
And then download the video onto your PC.
Okay.
Upload it to YouTube. Once you upload it to YouTube, you get a link.
You can't watch that.
And you see.
Oh, you can.
Well, I'm using YouTube because that's one of the platforms which is regularly free and available. You can use other platforms. There are platforms which should be required to pay a fee.
Right.
Yeah. If you get any platform which can host web pages or videos, any will do. And once you upload it, you now get the link for the video, and then come in here and insert it. Okay, let me take this. Let me go in. So what you do is, let's assume that you have your video created already. But as I said, we'll be demonstrating how to do it at the end of the day, or sometime in the afternoon. But let's assume that you have your video created. You come to edit content. See, this is a simple text. So you simply type this out. Start here, course expectations and navigation. So you type it out. And then, sorry, I should be in edit mode. So once you type the content, you highlight it. See right here, this says insert edit link.
Right.
So once you click on that, a window pops up, prompting you to insert the link for the video lesson.
Oh,
then you insert that link and then save.
That's the link for your video now.
Yes.
Insert the link for video. And then it's saved. Got it.
And then hit OK.
Yeah. What is that? What is that? Insert link. Yeah.
Once you hit OK and save, anybody who clicks on that link will be carried to the video lesson.
It's okay. It's an icon. That's what it is.
How are people behind there doing? I don't get any noise or. But Dr. McDonald, I'm fine. You sure you're fine? Okay.
You don't have a video on your phone.
No. Sorry.
How do I get on YouTube? For YouTube? but it's free. I like the idea of talking to them, but I don't know how to create that. I mean, my wife has done it for me. No. My wife does a process thing. She had me draw the characters and then she sent it to everybody. And me talking and going on.
Yeah.
Let's see, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a great.
Yeah. I always have a good parent, bad parent. Me too. Yeah.
So you could actually create a content.
If you got edit content, it should be able to type anything. You have to create an account that you create that email and yes.
An email account. Okay. All right. Okay.
If you want it to say syllabus, you add SAS and call it syllabus. Yeah, that's what he, syllabus, yeah.
I know that.
You could put a little note there, but you don't have to put anything. Then just make the set, and then after you make the set, you go back and add the handout.
The syllabus, click on that dot.
Yeah, yeah, and it will come right up. So you call it syllabus.
So at this stage, let's assume that we've created the first lesson, the first unit. We have got the introduction to the unit. Actually, not this. Let me go to the other course. Right here, my course is this guy right here. So we've got the introduction to the unit. We uploaded the resources, PowerPoint, and the video lesson. As part of the lesson, students are required to not just read the resources or the PowerPoint or watch the video lessons, they're also required to complete assignments, a quiz, a test, some written assignment. So when it comes to assignments, you create those within the coursework page. Okay. Coursework, of course, is found on the left-hand side or left page of the course homepage. So to create the assignments for Unit 1 or for Chapter 1, however you call it, we're going to go to the coursework page. So what we're trying to do is have something like this. So you see for Unit 1 in this course, it says a task to be completed, discussion 1A, 1B, quiz 1, assignment 1, and test 1. So if in your course you require for students to do some form of discussion, that will be created in the collaboration menu. But we're not going to do the discussion. We're just going to do an assignment and a quiz. The quizzes and the tests are computer-based. In other words, those are graded by the system. Whereas the assignment, you actually go in and do the grade. Okay. So let's get back to the course we are designing. So to create any form of assessment, say, yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm saying about the lectures. I put my lectures in handout, but not in coursework. I do my exams in coursework.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I know what you're saying, but I'm asking about the lectures. Remember I asked you about how import that into the next section?
Yes.
We're not there yet.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I want us to kind of have one complete unit. So the unit with the lesson and then the assignments, and then we'll look at some of that.
Okay.
And so I want us to wrap up with unit 1.
I'm with you.
Like a complete lesson. Okay. So if you want to create, say, an assignment and a test, again, you want to make sure that you have the assignment ready and the test also ready. So on the left-hand side or the left pane or left section, you click on coursework. No, let me use a blank one. Let me use a new. Sure. So I'll go to future courses. I'll select 1330. So go to coursework. And it's blank, there's nothing in it. When it comes to your coursework, what you want to do is arrange your coursework based on the units you have within the about this course. Okay, so if say within the about this course, you have unit 1, unit 2, unit 6, 6 or 7 units. You want to replicate those units within the coursework. That way, you preserve students from getting confused as to where they are and what they are doing. So, you don't want to give them, you don't want to give them ammunition to blame you for anything whatsoever. Yes, sir.
Okay. Like right here. Now, all of you right here, so what did you click to get? Okay, all right. Thank you.
So once you get to the coursework section, sorry, I'm having to navigate between different course charts. Future, so section 1. Okay. Click on coursework.
Right.
By default, there's 1 unit. You want to go to manage units and types. That's a feature which enables to add additional units, to put into create additional units. So you go to manage units and type. See where it says add a unit. Click add a unit. Since you already have unit 1, let's assume that you have, say, 6 units. You go to unit 2. And sometimes you may want to add the unit titles. Unit 2.
When you put that in the name,
How come we go to the top?
is that under name?
We'll go to the name.
Oh, sorry, I should be in name. Thank you. Right here. Unit 2. Unit 1 was what? Introduction to technology. Unit 2 would be, let's just say, I'm just making this up. Okay. You may want to put an introduction to the unit, but it's more like a repetition because we had that in the course description. Date range. You may decide that you want this accessible available to the students during a specific time. Otherwise, you just leave it blank. It will be available to the students for the entire semester. And then you add unit. So that's unit 1, unit 2. Unit 3. And again, you add the title. I don't have any title.
I ran into a problem.
So once you have, that's why it's important that you have your syllabus. Let me go in and take my unit titles. That's safety and security. Unit 3 will be creating and formatting a Word document with pictures, copy, paste. Unit 4. Go back to my syllabus. I'll stop at 4, but you can add as many units as there are in your syllabus. And then back to main screen. Now, if for some reason you have 1 unit placed in the wrong position, you can use the unit ordering feature to make sure that the units are in the order you prefer. And And then of course you want to edit the ranges.
Yeah, I have a question about this. You know, when I put my unit, let's say I went to 12,
Yes.
then past 10, it will mix it up.
Yeah, that's because the computer counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
10 is 1, 0. When you go to 1, 2, it will place it after 2.
Between them.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why you come in and use the unit ordering feature. If you click on this, it gives you the ability to manually carry. You do manually,
Yeah. That's
and then you can grab it. You can grab this, place it wherever you want to.
okay. That's what I have to do.
So like now it says, so if I want this to come down here, and then done reordering. Yeah. So go back to the screen. So we have our units created. You want to start adding assignments. Click to view. You want to have assignments within unit 1. So you click on add an assignment. When it comes to assignments within eRacer, there are 3 formats of assignments, at least as of now. There is the online test format, that's for computer-based tests and quizzes. In other words, it's an exam which is either completely or partially graded by the computer.
Before you go, why are we adding units again? I'm confused. I know about the assignments, that's what I use.
Okay.
But why are we adding units? Something I missed. Okay, why are we adding units?
That is because within the syllabus,
Okay.
we have different units. And this is replicated or laid out in the about this course section. Right here. Then let's go to, so if you go to,
But we have to put it there.
you're trying to do as much as you can to ensure that students don't blame you for any form of confusion whatsoever.
They can.
It enhances the students' learning process. Once they see unit 1 here, they see unit 1 here,
Okay.
and then go to coursework and see unit 1. It makes things a bit more.
But if you have it in at the handouts, so say unit 1 is the Constitution.
Correct.
Why are we putting it somewhere else? That's my question. I don't understand.
Okay, when we go to the when coursework
handouts, I just put everything on handouts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you come to coursework, where you want to create assignments for that unit, the assignments, so the quizzes, the homework, the tests.
Okay, I got you.
For your classes are within coursework section.
Okay.
So when you go to coursework, to enable the students to relate to the assignments you're having to create, that you kind of put in place the unit titles.
Okay.
So we are within coursework. We've created our units and want to be able to create different assignments. So for unit 1, click on view, and then you have the option to add assignments. You can click either on this link or this, whichever you click will take you to the next window. Now, as I was saying a while ago, when it comes to assignments within eRacer, there are 3 formats. There is the online test format, there's the file upload, and then there is the basic. Online test refers to assignments which are either completely or partially graded by the computer. And then, of course, the file upload, students will have to upload the file, a document for you to download and grade. And basic, you simply go in and input the grades. In other words, maybe you do a test in class, collect the test scripts, you grade those manually, and then come in and input the grades. Right? We're going to start with the file upload format first, and then I'm going to go back to the online test format. Okay. So file upload, again, you select the format. So we're going to start with the file upload. Click on that format. You give the name for the assignment. Assignment 1, assignment 2. You want to give the title. again, just so that it makes it easier for you and the students to communicate or to understand what is happening. So since it's unit 1, it will most likely be assignment 1 in my case. So I'll put assignment 1.
Do you do the same thing with the students during orientation for them?
Okay, I'm laughing because I didn't well. Yeah, what she's saying is students should also be there should be a demonstration for students to understand how to go about using this. Yeah, that's something which you guys should take up in academic affairs. So again, assignment 1 of course falls within unit 1. Of course, it's required.
Right.
Sometimes you may do create an assignment as an extra credit. It may be optional. Right? So that's why you go for the type. So there's a name, the unit, the type, and then the due dates. You put in the due date, in other words, the time, the date, of course, when the students must submit the assignment. Of course, it's got to be a future date, not today's or the previous date. And the time. So just put in the due date, simply click on the icon for the calendar and select. So today is the 8th. Let's assume that the assignment is due on the 17th. You don't want to go ahead and change the time. Now, right here, show this due date in the course calendar. If you check this, and it's advisable for you to check this, once the students log into the course portal, they see that displayed there. Okay. In some instances, you may want to give students a leeway to submit assignments late, either for a penalty, with a penalty or without a penalty. You go ahead and check this, accept late submissions. So once you click on this, you have the option to penalize students for late submission, if you prefer, or if you opt to. So you go ahead and put it either in percentage form or in point form. So you can decide to have 1% per day late, or you could do it in point form, change it to points, 2 points. So what the system will do is it will calculate the number of days between the due date and the date within which the assignments can still be accepted. So let's say the due date is the 17th, and you want to give the students a 5-day window. That will be what, the 22nd or 21st? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 22nd. And you have 2 points per day. I'm just taking an example. If you want the students to see the assignment immediately, you should click on now. If you want the students to see the assignment at a later date, select that and choose the date. And the writer, of course, is the grade. The points the points allocated for the assignment, 20, 50, or 100. That's I'm going to do 20. So if I say 2 points per day late and the assignment is due on the 17th, and the student submits the assignment, say, on the 22nd, that's 5 days. Even if the student earned all 20 points, their final grade will be 10 points. So it will not be up to you to do the deduction. You simply do the grading as you normally do it, input the scores, but the system will go ahead and recalculate the grade based on this penalty you put in place.
So if it's extra credit.
If it is extra credit, it will not impact the student's grade.
Okay.
If they didn't do it. Okay. Show grade as soon as available or at a later time. And then the uploaded assignment options. Here you determine the number of files. Sometimes you may give students an assignment which require for them to upload more than 1 file. This is where you come and specify that. Number of files required to complete this assignment, maximum number of files to accept from each student. You can play with this again. You really are not required to kind of be bothered or worried about this, because I don't think there's we're going to encounter a situation where the server space is used up. And of course, I don't think students will come here uploading more than 1 or 2 files or up to 10 files. But if you are dealing with a situation where a student could upload more than 1 file, you want to place a limit here. Right here, description of the assignment, and then I'll write you the instructions. Okay, this assignment is based on Unit 1. In order to successfully complete the assignment, read Chapter 1, review the video lesson that's here, and then here instructions, complete the questions below. So I'm going to put an assignment here. What is it? Assignment 1. So I have my instructions already right here. I'll say answer the questions below as indicated. Answer the questions below as indicated. Upload. Usually I'll precise that your answer should be typed in a Word document. Your responses should be typed in a Word document. And then of course I'll post my questions right there. Question 1. Question 2. And then of course, once you're done with setting up the assignment, you go ahead and save. Now, if the assignment requires for the students to use the file or some additional information, you can add the file here, as long as you indicate within this window that the student should download the attached file and use it for the assignment. In this particular case, they are not required to use any file. So I'll go ahead and save. Now, once the term is correct, anytime you add an assignment, this window should normally be open for the students to see. The reason it's kind of defaulting to the closed version is simply because the term is not yet correct. So if I were to pull up a course right here, this one. So if you go to the coursework, that's assignment 1. That's because it's the current term. Once the students come in, they get to see. So that's how you go about creating the upload assignment format. Now let's go back and do the quiz online format. Future. So you go back to coursework, still in Unit 1. Let me see, it should normally be active. Let me see. Oh, I didn't check open. Okay, I wanted to make sure that it's active. And why is it saying complete?
The time. Yeah.
It's due on the 17th. Today is the 8th.
Go back.
There are no students in the room.
Yeah. Go back to.
I did assignment.
Yeah.
It's due on the 17th. Show this on calendar now. Graded up. Maybe it's because of normally it shouldn't.
On the open part, you have to fill that part out too. On the open,
It's open.
you have to put a date.
No, it is if you want it to open on a later date. I selected now.
I have never been able to use the now. You always have to put that date in that second box. I mean, that's my problem. I always have to put the date there.
Oh, I use now.
Date is if you want it to be.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but
I've
always had to put a date in there for it to work. So,
Okay.
you know, I don't know.
Because in principle it shouldn't show complete.
Shouldn't do it, but I had to always put a date.
And that's fine. Let's get.
Maybe not, it's not soon anymore, you know.
Maybe that's right. Okay, let's now do the online format. So you go back to add assignment.
Right.
Again, you're given the option to select a format. We'll go with online.
Yes, online.
Online is a bit more demanding because you have to input all of the questions one after the other. So you give it a name. Again, just as with the uploadable version, there's the name, the unit, the type, the due date, upload. So go ahead and do quiz 1. It's still under unit 1. Now, one thing which I didn't mention about the type, you could decide to create different types, assignments, quizzes, tests, midterm exam, final exam, and have the assessments arranged according to those types. So right here, instead of having just exam, we could create a new type and I'll label it quizzes. So all of my quizzes will be under this level. Let me just create another. What is it doing? Oh, assignments. So I'm going to have my quiz 1 under the quizzes type. Due date again will be say what the future date. Let's go with 17. Make it 11:50. I'll leave it at 55. Again, if you want to go to accept late submission, to check on that and then include the penalty for late submission if you choose to. Now, unlike the assignments where you could actually go in within this window and input your questions, with the online format, you have to use a feature known as the test builder to create your questions. So what you do is you select the online options, test review. If you want the students to be able to review the test after they've completed it, check the date, select the options, the time limit, 20 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. You put the time limit, let me do 20 minutes. Pagination, do you want one section per page or you want multiple sections per page? So if you have say 2 sections, true false section and multiple choice section, do you want to put sections on one page or do you want a section in each page? And then there's shuffle. Do you want to create a random order for each student or you want it to just be the same order for all of the students? Then there is the lockout feature. You can check this if you want to lock students out if they leave the test screen. So if a student is taking the quiz or test on your computer and they decide to move to another window, then they get locked out. They cannot get into the test again. The system will automatically submit the test once the time runs out. Now, if you want to allow give students the possibility to earn above the required score, the example they're giving is that if the quiz or test is over 100, I want to give the students to be able to have better than the perfect score, in other words, above 100, you check that option. Now, if you want to use a password as a way of increasing the authenticity of the test or the validity of the test taker, you can use a password. It should require that students should type in the password before taking the test. Now, this is usually useful if you require for students to come and take the test in a lab, and you don't want the students who is somewhere out there to log onto your computer and take the test. It is true you can always detect that if you can prevent it. This is where you prevent it. So you put in a password, only give the password to the students who are in the lab. Okay. Of course, there's still a downside to that. The students are very smart. The student can turn around and text the password to the classmate who's not in class.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you go about circumventing that? How do you take care of such a scenario? You change the password. So what you do is once you give, so you set a password, you come to the lab, you give the password to the students. Once they log in and they start taking the test, you go in and change the password. It will not affect those who are testing because they're already in. Now, if any student were to text the password to any of their classmates, it will be a wrong password. They won't be able to get it. That's another.
At what point do you change that password?
Sorry?
At what point do you change that password?
Once you give them the password and they logged in and started, you go in and change.
Now, do you put another password in there?
Yeah, another password. If you leave it blank, then it's over. You put in another password. Then there's another feature you can use to kind of minimize cheating is the eRacer locked browser. What it does is it prevents the students from going to any website or using any other feature on the computer. So it locks the entire system. All they can do is take the quiz, and it will not let the student do anything else on the computer.
So if we just have a smart board and the kids they don't have a computer in front of them, do they just mark their answers on a piece of paper?
Smart board.
I mean, how, if you have access to a computer, they're taking it online, but we would have to give the test in a computer room, correct?
Yeah, well, you can give the test in a computer room and have them take it at one location. The challenge with the students have to take it out of the lab or out of the classroom setting is that you are not there to ensure that you don't cheat. So that's why you're having to use, say, the eRacer lock browser. But the challenge with the lock browser is the whole matter of installing it. The students may not know how to install it, and so it may be more of a challenge. So if you can have the students come with their laptops or desktop to the campus and have the IT department assist them with installing the lock browser, then that should work out. Okay. But it's not that straightforward. I'll demonstrate. Very soon I'm going to demonstrate how the lock browser works.
Can they do that on their phones?
No, not on their phones. Just PCs and Macs. Okay. So if you check lock browser retakes, you may decide that you want students to have more than one attempt or two attempts. It's up to you. This is where you do it. So if you want students to go to retake the test, you do it here. One time after their first attempt, so that implies 2 attempts. Retake waiting period. Do you want the students to wait for some time after the first attempt, or can they just go in and retake the test immediately? Again, you make that determination on that option. Showing progress, grade updates. Sometimes you may want students to see their progress in the test while they're testing. So you scored this out of this. Well, as far as I'm concerned, to me, it's more of a distraction. I'd rather see a grade at the end, but this is where you do it. Now, if a student is going to have more than one attempt, what grade are you going to consider? Will it be an average of all of the attempts, Will it be the highest score or the lowest score? This is where you make that determination. Okay. If you want average, of course, you leave it as A's. If you want the highest score, if you want the last grade, we'll see. Sometimes students want to come and we take a test because they are hoping that they will make a higher score. You may decide that you want the last grade, not the highest score. That if they are coming to take the test, they know that whatever be the outcome of the second attempt, that's going to be their grade. But if you rather than rather than the highest grade should be the score recorded, then of course you select highest score. I usually leave it as highest grade because no, let me do this 0 and then just leave it there. So once you hit on save, you'll be taken to the test builder window, and then you'll be prompted to create your questions. So I'm going to click on save. What's missing? Oh, I didn't put. Let's do 22. I don't want to give it any penalty. So once we get in here, where's my test builder? Add question. So once you get to the test builder, you have the option of adding a question label. You can do the question numbering, like question 1, question 2. If you don't do it, the system will still number it for you, but I usually put at the level. So I have my question 1 there. Question 1. And then of course, you type the question. We're going to create a test of about 5 or 10 questions, true, false, multiple choice. Where is it? Is it this one?
Can you upload a test you already have on paper?
No.
Or you have to type it?
You have to type it.
Okay.
So this is a test bank from a publisher. So I'm just going to pick questions randomly. So what we'll do is, this is true, false. You copy the question, go to the test window, paste. This of course is true, false. You put in your point value, 2 points, 1 point, go 2 points. Then of course the answer type. By default, it's always multiple choice. But since it's a true, false question, I'll select the true, false. And then I'll state if the right answer is true or false. Technology is okay. So I'll leave that as true. And then of course save and add another. Pull up the second question.
And
yeah, this is a bit, as I said, it's somewhat tedious, but once you've done it, that's it. You simply come in and make some changes and modifications. So usually what I do is, if I have a quiz or test of say 20 or 25 questions, I'll be a bit at a time. The one I could do 5 questions, I have to do 5. Because if you decide to do everything in one go, you may feel defeated. So I'll copy that. Copy question 2.
With a computer,
paste.
You can be able to shuffle. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
On this way, right?
Yeah. So true, false. Save and add another. So you want to do that for what? Let me just go up to 5 questions. No, you cannot. I can't use a question like this because it's referencing the figure. because I'm not able to input the figure. So I'll go skip to the next. This right here. That's question 3. Paste, point value, true, false. Okay. Let me do one with multiple choice. So Dash is a computer that can perform. So this is multiple choice, and that will be question 4. Paste, multiple choice by default. Then you come in and put in the options: personal computer, modem, laptop, tablet. So it's personal computer, laptop, modem, or what was the last option? Tablet. Check the right answer. Now, if you have more than 4 options, you simply click on add more items right here. It gives you the ability to add more, but I have just 4, so I'm going to take this down. You may also want to use standard options such as all of the above or none of the above. Now, sometimes you may be dealing with questions which require for students to actually type the text. So you go with essay or matching. Those are different types also, different answer types. Then there's ordering the short answer. But for now, let's stick to true, false, multiple choice. Save and return to test builder. I don't want to do number 4. Back to test builder. Okay. So right now I have 4 questions, total 8 points. You have to click, if you want the students to go to see the quiz right away, you click on activate now. If you want it to be visible at a later time. Once you select the date and the time, the date when the students can access the test, it will be automatically activated. Okay. I'll go ahead and activate it now. Okay. So once you've created the assignments, the quizzes,
Where's the test?
no, well, test and quiz is similar. So if you want,
I mean, can you, when you activated it, where do they see it?
oh, where do they see it? Okay. Now you can always see right here where it says current view,
Right.
faculty. Every now and then, what you want to do is have a view of what the students see when they're in the course portal. So you change this to student view or view as student. Click on view as student and click on change. So this is what the students will see. So if you want to do the assignment, simply click on this. If you want to do the quiz, click on this. So if a student tells you I'm having issues with the assignment, I cannot, one of the ways to kind of try to understand what they're going through is try to change the view to student view. You give a better understanding of what they're going through. And then you can also take the test in this window or do the assignment in this window if you prefer. So let's look at the assignment, for example. So if a student were to come in and complete assignment 1, what is going to happen is that it will click the assignment Type the answers to this question. My instructions state that if where is it, it should have displayed the instructions somewhere. I had added the instructions that they should type the questions or their responses on the Word document and upload that to this link. So once they come in here, go ahead and type the answers to these questions. They should come back here, click on upload a file, choose, and then of course select the file with which to type their responses and upload. And once they do that, you as the faculty should be able to access the file, download it, grade it, and post the grade. Back to regular view. Okay, what do we have here? Attendance, course information, creating assignments, adding content to online. Okay, let me just demonstrate a bit how the log browser functions. So let's go back here. I'm going to modify the quiz. What is it? Unit 1. Edit. Options. So it says require the eraser log browser. So if a student has not yet installed a log browser, once they click on the test, they'll be prompted to install the log browser. But since I have been installed on my laptop, it's just going to prompt me to launch it. So I'm going to go ahead and save this and then change to student view. Then take the quiz. What's going on? It shouldn't be. Where's the log browser should pop up? Back to regular view. Options. Oh, this was not checked. Okay. Save. Go back to student. Okay. So right here, if a student decides to take the test, they'll be prompted to download the browser. They'll have to go through the download and installation process. But I think I installed this already, so I'll just go ahead and open. It looks like user did not exit properly last time. Would you like to run? I should have said no, it's going to take a while now. Oh, I forgot this system I had to close. Yes.